Welcome back, boys and girls, to another Warframe video. First and foremost, I want to apologize for kind of being MIA on this channel for the past couple of weeks. Setting up that second channel took way longer than expected, but it's there now. If running one channel was a bad idea, two would somehow magically fix all the problems, right? Also, sleep deprivation really hits like a truck after your teen years. Just thought I'd mention that. Anyways, if you're at all interested in anime themed content, please do check out the second channel. I posted a video on lollies about a week ago, which got some mixed reactions, I'd say, but it didn't get me banned. So that's that. Alright, so today we're gonna listen to me ramble on about a topic that admittedly was inspired by a post on the official Warframe forum site. Why do you still play Warframe? Now, before you start commenting, this is not going to be any sort of hate video throwing negativity towards the company or the people behind Warframe. No, I just want to share my own perspective and hopefully you guys are cool with doing the same. Yes, I know that there are about a dozen of you who haven't logged into Warframe for some time, but just stick around here for my videos. And thank you very much, by the way. But for those that still do play Warframe, what is it about the game that keeps bringing you back? For me, the number one reason is I gotta make videos. Like, I'm not gonna hide that statement behind a thick, chunky bombard. I need to play to be able to keep up to date and make sure I have all the latest gear for video purposes. And with that said, I still don't have Gara Prime, but I don't plan to make a content piece surrounding her anytime soon. Anyways, I am very well aware of the general hate or distaste towards Warframe YouTubers or content creators who criticize the game but don't really play the game, and those who just have a hate boner basically because they burned themselves out from the countless hours of farming. Personally, I've kind of found a happy medium. I play just enough to not burn myself out, and after hitting MR30, I don't want to say there's not a whole lot to do, but whatever needs doing, it gets done relatively quickly, if you know what I'm saying. Simply because I have the best gear, a ton of resources, and still some plat to burn. So yeah, while I still do play Warframe primarily for video content purposes, I'm not killing myself in the process. Well, at least not as much as I used to. And don't worry guys, Mello died a long time ago anyways, on the inside. Now don't get me wrong, I still do play Warframe for enjoyment sometimes, and that brings me to reason number 2. Warframe is a real treat at high refresh. Apart from Orb Valis and Deimos, Warframe runs at well over 100 frames a second on my machine, where even little things like bullet jumping feel amazing. Now, you might be thinking, well, if I had an expensive gaming PC, of course I'd enjoy every game out there, Mello. Well, yeah, but my point is that Warframe and high refresh go pretty well together. Sure, there's no competitive advantage, which is the selling point for high refresh monitors, but it just feels so fluid and responsive. And it's not like I've never played at 60 Hz before. I used to play Warframe on a cheap TN panel for a long time. It was perfectly enjoyable, but a high resolution, high refresh screen really does bring the best out of Warframe in terms of graphics fidelity and combat gameplay. Trust me when I say it feels awesome to zip around tile sets with Gauss on something like a 165Hz screen. I'm not flexing, it's just that enjoyable for me. No other game in my Steam library provides a similar experience. And to expand on that point regarding graphics, Warframe is, I'd say, a beautiful looking game, especially considering its age. Yes, I have seen the dodgy textures and it's not just isolated cases. I mean, do I have to bring Limbo back into the conversation again? It's a pretty looking game for the most part, which does help with the fashion frame side of things. I wouldn't say the graphics keep bringing me back to stick with Warframe, but it's definitely something that adds to the experience in a positive way for sure. Positive until you turn on the bloom settings. This final point I feel is something that will resonate with a good number of you guys, and that is the feeling or high when RNG is on your side. I will admit I don't farm for stuff that I need or want in Warframe if I don't have to these days. Anywhere I can spend plat to quicken the process, I just spend a plat. But sometimes when I have time to burn, maybe 30-40 minutes, I just load up a YouTube video or podcast on my secondary screen while mindlessly farming in Warframe if it's not just running in the background. Getting that rare new part or blueprint from an Oxy relic on the first try, it's a great feeling. I won't ignore the fact that most of the time it's just pain, but that little squirt of happy hormones from finally getting something you've been grinding hours, days, or even weeks for, well, some people really do enjoy that, because it's very much like life, full of pain with little bits of happiness here and there. That kind of turned dark. Also, don't you guys want to keep playing Warframe so Space Mom finally comes back one day? I guess at this point no one cares, but I really do want to be here for when adult operators are finally a thing. If they ever will be a thing. I am willing to go through that gender bender machine again if DE finally put out a release date for Duviri Paradox. That's still a thing for the future, right? Because in my operator's current state, well, let's just say you don't want to see what's behind that mask. Even I don't want to see what's behind that mask anymore. But what I do want to see is some great comments from you guys. Also, another reminder that the second channel does exist. I'd appreciate if you guys would check that out. Links in the description. Otherwise, I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and if you're new, here's an important message from Mellow, which is me, because I am Mellow. You see that channel logo down there? Go ahead and tap or click on that. It'll take you to the channel page. Once you're over there, have a quick look around, and if you vibe with the content, please do consider subscribing. If you do actually subscribe, thank you. Also, you might want to hit the bell icon too, because otherwise YouTube gets to decide what videos to stuff into your feed, because YouTube thinks it's smarter than you. Don't let that bot win. There's also a private Discord server you can join through Patreon from just $1. That's like what a can of soup costs. And I need many cans of soup every month. Not addicted or anything, I swear. Please, help me.
You should watch these. They are great.